Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge channel. My name is Josh. It's been a couple of days since I did a video. I just got home from a long day, and it's so hot here in Canada. Like, it's just, you ever just sweat so much you're like, how am I still alive right now? Like, I sweat. I do a lot of real estate video and photography and drone shots and all that stuff, and I hold this gimbal. Like, it's not here. I hold this gimbal that weighs like at least 10 pounds. And I like walking through a house in slow motion, and I'm just, the sweat's in my eyes, it's in my ears. It's just like when you get the drip down your ass, that's called swass, you get the ass drip. It's just crazy. So I've been working hard all day. I get back, I pop onto the Facebook group, and I see that James had a video. He was interviewed sort of like Micah was interviewed back in the day. I have not seen it. So I'm very excited to just watch it with you and you get my main reaction. Something tells me he said something about, well, they said it on the Facebook group, that he admitted that the China adoption helped them grow. If that's the case, this thing is just about to be blown wide open, because we've been putting a lot on Micah for good reason, but it's about to get crazy because now we know that he's an SEO god, right? SEO god, that she said in the other interview. And now we know if he's done all this, he said, look, this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to copy Detail Geek on my channel, which if you look at his channel, this is his channel, okay? This is Detail Geek's channel. Look at the difference in thumbnails. They're the same. He copies other people's algorithms, other people's videos to like the last everything. And it's nothing wrong with that. And if you're successful at it, I'm not going to fault you. I'm just saying, like, so let's get right into the video. I'll sit here with you and we will do this together. Oh, I just wanted to address one thing. If you didn't pop onto the last one I had, which was really fun, by the way. I love doing those live chats with you guys. I said I was going to stay on until my battery died, and apparently the last thing I said before my battery died was, have you ever bare butt farted on a hardwood floor? And I was about to say, me either, because I've never done that, obviously. And then as soon as I said that, my battery died, and I ran downstairs to press, what happened, and the thing just kept going live. I could not shut the live off, so I had to delete it I did not delete it because I said, have you ever bare butt farted on a hardwood floor? That's not why I deleted it. I could not get YouTube to shut it off, and I didn't want to just have it going for days and days. So sorry about that. Next live will be this Friday. Head over to the patreon.com/thedadchallenge. I'm going to do a live every week on the Patreon where we're just going to shoot the breeze. Talk about whatever you want to talk about, anything you want to go on. You want some advice, you want me to tell you a joke, whatever it is, the Patreon is there. I'm going to use that for a specific purpose. So head over to the Patreon and join it. I don't care if it's $1 or $5. I don't really care. I've got a really cool idea for the Patreon. I think that's cool anyway. If you want to just have a little private conversation and just get over there, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, let's get to the video. Let's get right into it.
What's up with you, my friends? If you're new, welcome to the Kelly Crew.
I don't know who this guy is. I'm assuming he Let's Connect American YouTubers tour. So I guess they go around and they connect. I don't know if he's with YouTube. I don't think so, because they're literally recording this in apparently what seems to be a bathroom, because it sounds like they're echoing through there's toilets and bathtubs. If you're going to do these interviews with these people, just get a lav mic. You know, get a mic, get a boom mic, something. I can't stand bad audio. It just bothers me. So that's my first reaction.
If you've been around, it's about to go down with
You're trying to sync up what they're saying. James is like, this is very telling of James, because I bet you this guy can't dance to save his life. He has no rhythm, clearly, because he can't match his rhythm with this other guy saying things. You can just tell by James's face here. He's like, why am I doing this? It's just like, I'm too good for this, but I guess these guys do this. Whatever, let's keep going.
First interview of the American YouTubers Tour, summer 2019. We're so glad that you're here.
I don't want to make fun of this guy, but I already don't like this. I don't like it.
Today.
I'm the first one.
You are, yeah.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We just left Michigan just a couple of days ago, made our way down here, and so we really appreciate you guys connecting with us, and this is incredible. You guys got an amazing spot here. And
oh, so they might be at his house. Maybe that's why they have that little the step and repeat backdrop, and they're probably popping over to his house and doing this interview. James looks like he just woke up.
We appreciate the hospitality.
Yeah, the kids are having fun outside. It's been nice having you guys here.
Yeah, the kids are warming up to each other really quick, and they don't want us to...
James is the epitome of the guy that works at the office that you look at every day and do one of these. That's him. The most vanilla, boring dude ever.
And they don't want us to leave. Can't stay forever, but they can
But you
enjoy
can
the
if you
time.
want.
Yeah, right? Very good. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys taking a couple of minutes here. I know you guys have a couple of channels. You have a channel that's personally for you, and then Micah, your wife, has a channel, and you guys have a vlog channel. So tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, so my channel is particular to car-related stuff, so car detailing, car cleaning type.
Oh, you forgot to mention, my channel is literally an exact ripoff of the Detail Geek. Don't forget that part. You devil. You forgot that part.
Content. And then we have the family vlog channel, which is very similar to you guys vlog, but we actually
Picture of H in there.
don't travel around, which is really cool that you guys do that.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
So hear that. We put a lot of blame on Micah for this. Something I've always wanted to do, he said, when she goes back to her interview, begged to quit her job where treating cancer patients wasn't her jam. Remember? It wasn't vibes. And so he's saying it right here. We're starting to get a little bit more bigger glimpse of the overall picture between the two of these people.
We have our 4 kids, and we're about to have our 5th, and it's just kind of our family life. And then we have my wife's channel that's more kind of cleaning lifestyle, mom content.
Well, we're going to have all 3 of those channels linked down below, so we suggest that you drop down and you check them out. And if you're going to like their content, to definitely subscribe and see what they're up to.
Yeah, don't do that. Right? We're not doing that.
So your daily vlog channel, how long you guys been daily vlogging?
It was actually our first channel that we started, and it was right before Jacob was born, so we're going on almost 6 years in December.
Oh, wow.
I'm not one to harp on children's names, but their kids' names are really, and I don't want to really talk about their kids because they're not to blame here. They give their kids some weird names. Like, I know my kids have weird names. Everly, Weston, Tyson, Tristan. Not weird, but these kids are like, they're weird names, and they're going to go through a whole life like that. Thanks, parents.
Wow, so seriously. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of your biggest struggles that you had with that channel? Thinking back to when you guys started this up until now, you guys have grown tremendously.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So what...
Can I just say this before he answers, because I don't know what he's going to say? YouTube channel struggles aren't really real struggles. Okay. Oh, you know, when I was in a band, we grinded for like 5 years playing the smallest venues. Like, we walk into a venue and be like, "Where's the stage?" And they're like, "You're on it." The stage is literally a square. Like, I grinded. There's ups and downs, everything. But when it comes to YouTube family vlogging, what were your ups and downs? Oh, we did a couple videos and then it grew. There's no struggles. What's he gonna say here?
What has been some of those struggles that you had to overcome?
Yeah, I think in terms of just being a creator in general, we picked it up first as a hobby, and for quite a while we just did it as something for fun. Mm-hmm. And I think some of our older content were just not as polished, and we didn't really edit it very well, and we learned a lot along the way.
Yeah, you filmed it with potato and then you over brightened it to make yourself look better. We see that.
Right.
And I think it was a long period of time it took us to grow because we didn't really delve into the details and really take it super seriously. And that's kind of why it took us a long time to get going. And it was frustrating, right? Because you could watch other channels grow, and at the same time, you're really not reflecting as much as maybe you need to on your own content to understand why you're not growing.
So you copy everybody else. You weren't copying good enough?
Right.
So that was personally kind of something I struggled with, and that I didn't really pay attention to until it was probably a year or 2 in.
Okay.
And then once I started to, I was like, oh man, wow, looking at some of this older stuff, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
What was I thinking, right? We really need to change this up and adopt somebody from China.
Right.
I think everybody does that.
Right,
but
we can. I'm sure there's a lot of creators out there that feel that same way. So tell me more about that. So you started to have this realization of maybe taking it more serious and maybe doing things different, editing different. Really, what was like kind of that aha moment or that turning point that you might have had?
Aha moments. This guy is from the church world. Lots of aha moments.
You started to see growth.
Yeah, I think our we were up to about within the first 4 years, we were about 70,000 subscribers we got to, and we started to take it more seriously, like I said, after that first 2 years. Mm-hmm. But we still had a lot of work to do and a lot of learning. And we also Micah was starting her channel, so we were focusing a lot on that, and with equipment and all of our different gear, it kind of helped bring things up on that channel as well. But when we went to China to adopt our son, Huxley, we had a lot of people from China, from other countries, and even our followers here in North America kind of following along with us, and they were getting really revved up, and everybody started getting super excited about it, and we're like, this is really cool. So
there it is. Oh my gosh. So they found the thing. They're like, we're going to adopt, and everybody's getting revved up. The subscribers, so they're at 70. So he says they were at 70,000 which were, I guess I was at 4,000. So 70,000 subscribers, which is not nothing, by the way. If you're putting 70,000 subscribers out there, you're making probably 10K, 12, 15K a month or more. So then it ramped after 70,000. So here's the number. So everybody got starting to get excited. We had a lot of Chinese followers. We got a lot of people going up. This is where everything shifted for them. And this is why when you go back to the videos of Micah bawling her eyes out on her bed because they might not have been able to adopt because they had all these plans in place to do this thing. And so if it wasn't going to go her way, she was freaking. That says a lot.
So at that point, we started revving up our content, especially when we went to China. We took all of our kids with us. So
yeah, all of your fans paid for it through a puzzle piece fund account. And you guys went for like 2 weeks on everybody else's dime. So you weren't not making money at this point. You probably weren't as rich as you were after the H whole thing, but you asked everybody to pay for that.
awesome. For 2 weeks, we were putting up daily vlogs, and everybody was loving it, and we kind of just started really running with it from there.
Holy shit, this is it. They started talking about H at 70,000 followers, and they just did daily. They hit this algorithm and just went every single day, and it exploded. So here it is. This is the reason. This is the reason this went down. Somebody was also saying that when she found out, after the interview she had the other day, her big surprise was she was pregnant. And so could you imagine where she says, okay, well, this is going to be an algorithm that we're already pretty big. This is going to take us to the next echelon. Being pregnant and going through the whole thing probably gave them this. And so when that happened, maybe it was an oopsie moment, right? Wasn't supposed to get pregnant, but when they happened, then the H started kind of fizzling to the back, like, we get a lot out of that, and it's not getting as much anymore because everybody's used to him, and now we're going to capitalize on this pregnancy thing, right? So a lot of people have been pointing that out, that when this new baby came, H was kind of pushed to the side more than he already was. It also begs to mention that the other video I did when we were walking through their house, I didn't fully go through it, but if you look at their other kids' rooms that are all fully furnished and have everything, and then you look at H's room, when it's got nothing, it's really, really telling about what's going on in this family's life, where everything has to do with YouTube, monetizing, everything is YouTube here.
Okay, so you did hit the road. You did do some traveling.
I guess we did.
Right?
I guess
so
we did.
You
You're
did
right.
have that piece in
It's a
there.
big trip.
So, okay, fantastic. So you guys did something big in your life, and you shared it with everybody, and you really started to see that growth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's one of the things that you're most proud about with your channel? Looking at over the course of all these years that you've done this, what's something that really sticks out to you that you're really proud about?
I think, the growth and everything that comes with it, and just all the connections you make, especially like you guys and all of our friends we've met that do YouTube as well, and even fans. But the biggest thing that I'm proud of is we've always tried to stay true to ourselves. We've always kind of checked ourselves as we go, because a lot of times you can kind of get caught up in, you're behind a camera, and you can kind of change your personality too. Like there's people that can morph just how they show in their perception on camera.
Okay.
And we've always tried to stay true to ourselves and have fun. But I think back to the main part of the question.
So he says we try to stay true, but we know by just listening to her older videos compared to her interviews that she gives later, she's totally fake. We try to stay true to ourselves. It's such a BS garbage answer that he's just trying to give you things to say. He's probably just trying to say stuff. Like he probably had these questions handed to him before this interview. We're trying to stay true to ourselves. No. You're fake all the way through this whole thing. Nobody is that way in real life. Nobody has a house that clean. Well, if you do, I wish it was me. But nobody does what you guys do. No one does that. Okay? No one puts their whole world out no one puts their whole life on the internet except for the Kardashians and other people who nobody really likes anyway. So he's lying here.
Have fun. But I think back to the main part of the question, the most thing that I'm proud of is showing our kids how to have fun. We're able to stay home and spend time with them and show them a really fun time, and they can look back on that when they're older.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to look back on this when they're older and be like, fun vibes, Mom. Great. Thanks for doing that. This is on the internet forever. These kids, as they get older, yeah, here, kids, look what we did. Look at the example we're setting for you. Look what we gave to you. Look at the legacy we've created for you. This poor kids that these people have. That just sucks for them. That sucks.
Right.
And I think that's something that is just priceless, right? I mean, Jacob, from the day she was born, she has her whole life on camera. Razzie does too.
Yeah, celebrate it, bro. Celebrate it.
Kova has, after 2 years old, her whole life. It's something special that I think that they'll share. So I hope they do.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to.
They get older, right?
Do they still watch some of your older content? Do they go back and watch it? Yeah.
All the time. I'll find Kova downstairs watching in the basement. She'll be watching vlogs from Radley being born and stuff.
So your trip to China was something where you really started to see some growth. Like, was that really the turning point where you really said, like, hey, this is something that we can make into an income. This is something that can sustain our family for the future. Was that it, or like what was the turning point where you really said like, man, YouTube, this can really work for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think actually for us it was, China definitely helped when we went to go adopt our son. It helped with, I think, bringing a broader fan base to our content, and it helped us kind of start accelerating some growth. It's those peak moments that you kind of build up for, maybe buying a house, different things like that help with your channel growth.
And how did you get that? You know how he got it. H got it for them.
But along the whole...
And I'm standing corrected again. He didn't start the Stauffer garage until after, and it didn't get famous until after H as well. So all of this is contributed to H. And they're trying to say it's not.
The whole way, my wife's channel was kind of our main focus. So the whole time as she's growing, she was always double what we were. We kind of grew at half the pace. So it was kind of a nice to help us grow that way too. But yeah, China definitely was the point where we had a super loyal fan base following us, and then they were always asking, where's the next content, where's the next piece? Because we weren't daily at that.
Hear this. They have pressure from their fans who watch their videos and their commercials and everything to put out content. There's pressure. Hear this. So they are under pressure to put out content. But if H is in the house and causing problem, because he's whatever. Remember when she had that video where she's like, the reason you don't see him on here anymore or a lot is because he's always having a meltdown. So could you imagine the pressure they're on to put out content, but he's not cooperating because, maybe he just wants to not be in front of a camera all the time. Maybe he doesn't want that. Maybe he sees that there are different people on the camera and there are different people off the camera. And maybe the camera is a negative experience for him. Maybe the camera's a thing where it's like, oh, they're coming out and it's going to be all weird around here. And then when the camera's off, they're totally different people. That is something to chew on. That is something here. And so they have pressure to put out content. But if he doesn't like it, then this is why they might have started saying, well, this might not be for us.
We want to see more content. We want to see how Huxley's doing, how the family's getting along. And it was like, wow, okay, we have something here. And people are really interested in our journey. And
nobody cared about the rest of the family. Not to say that they're not important. But look at this. This is about H the whole way through. All their growth, all their money, everything comes from H. They're lying, they're lying, they're lying.
It's like, wow, okay, we have something here, and people are really interested in our journey.
Yes.
And that was something that we got to share. And I think, to touch base on the proud part.
This interview only has 1,000 views on YouTube. It's about to explode.
Excuse me, it's emotional. They actually
he's crying.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. And here's the issue, and that's great. If you're going to do an adoption channel, awesome. Everybody's cool with that. But make sure you're very, very responsible with it. Unlike what you've done now, that puts a black eye on the adoption community, specifically for adoptions overseas. So they've been detrimental to not only H, but to this whole process for a lot of people. This negative publicity they're bringing onto themselves and everything that's going on is negative overall for a lot of people. Let's not forget that. He's really good at fake crying. But not crying.
The influence that we can have over just sharing our life with people. That's incredible. Something that maybe even 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I'd cry too if I was making $1 million, making a stupid video every other day. I'd cry. Thank you. I'm going to buy a Range Rover. Thank you.
You never would have thought possible. The way that we can impact the world, the way that we can impact people. So
it's true. And this is what he's saying. You've impacted the world. They have impacted the world. Look at this. Look at the ripple effect of what they've done. That is impactful. Hugely impactful.
Fantastic. I love it. So what do you see with your channel now? You built this loyal fan base. Mm-hmm. You've built this following that wants more content, that is continuously asking, how are the kids doing? What's next? Mm-hmm. What's coming up? Where do you see your channel going from here?
Yeah, I think the YouTube community, if you're involved enough and you've kind of seen some of the news stuff, there has been some kind of things that YouTube has been working through with kind of making it safer for children. Right. And I think that's crucial. And I think right now it might be a little bit tough and difficult, but at the same time, it's for the better of everybody. So I think it's kind of just going through the waves like everything does in the economy, everything. For us, we have my wife's channel, I have my personal car channel, we have the vlog. We're kind of doing it at our pace now. We used to be super hyper focused on hitting these deadlines, and it's not easy. It's really not easy to produce a lot of content, especially when you have kids and you're trying to, we have therapies and different doctor's appointments.
Yeah, you do. And then you went to the cheaper one because it was too expensive while you're sitting in Bali. While you're sitting on vacation. We ain't going $500 one. We're going with the $75 one.
Perhaps that they were working through with school. So right now we try to do 2-3 a week. We try to keep it real casual, keep a schedule at some pace. But I think we're at a happy place where we're kind of okay with where we're at.
Right.
We like to continue to grow if we can, but we're not going to be stressed out about it or worried. We're just going to have fun with it and show some cool stuff. Listen to comments when they get turned back on.
Right.
Yeah, when they get turned back on. We're going to listen to only the comments that we want to listen to. We're going to delete everything else. This, of all the things, that's kind of ickiest. It's like, we're only going to listen to what we want to listen to in our echo chamber. And that's the problem here. They don't want to hear reason. They don't want to be told that they did something wrong, because they would then be admitting guilt. And that's not cool by them.
Because we struggle with that. I'm sure everybody that's watching this gets it.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I mean, that was the most amazing part. I mean, there are people that can say negative things, but 99% of people got commented on our videos, and I'm sure yours. Everybody's just super positive.
This is actually obviously before all that happened.
They want to know about your life. Yeah, so we do miss that. So we try to get Instagram, messages and things like that to respond
No, you don't. You shut those off too.
to. But
So what's your workaround for that? Instagram? You have other social media? Is there another way people interact with you?
Okay, but this is the most boring interview of all time. Again, just goes to the whole fact that James is probably the most boring person to hang out with. I would not just hang out and shoot the breeze with this guy. I'd be like that neighbor that he'd come over and talk, be like, yeah, and try to get out in I got my house on fire. I got to get back to the house. This is the type of guy that you don't hang out with. This guy probably has no close friends. And I'm not trying to just be petty, but he just seems like the type of guy that's just super involved with his own thing. And if it's not about him or talking about him, same with Micah, they just don't want to be, around that. I don't think this guy is friends. And not pettiness. I just think that he's probably a pretty lonely guy. And that's kind of
with you.
So we have a presence on Facebook as well that we've been working on. We have Instagram, Twitter not as much.
Nobody's on Twitter except for angry people.
And then Instagram being the primary one.
Okay.
And then community tab's a good one too.
Yeah.
That helps at least get some people to comment.
Do you guys ever do live videos?
We used to, and it got really difficult to find times. Do we get the kids to get involved, and then they get antsy, and it lasts like 5 minutes. And we try to do, when we used to do them, we try to do like a good solid 60 minutes if we could.
Okay. Yeah.
To interact, but
Yep. Because
yeah.
you still have
I'd love you guys to go on a live right now. I'd love to be a part of that conversation.
comments. Everybody that has their comments shut off. If you do live videos, you can still get comments.
Yep.
Which is interesting, but nonetheless.
Okay, get on with it. Like, who cares?
Sure. So if there's somebody watching right now that is aspiring to be where you guys are at, what's some advice that you
Here we go.
have
Let's
for-
hear it.
for upcoming creators?
Let's hear the
There's all
advice,
groups of
Captain
people,
YouTube.
right? There's so many people out there. There's so much to watch. I mean, you guys are putting out a couple vlogs a week, right? What's something that is a piece of advice that you'd give to somebody who's watching?
Ask the question so you can answer it.
Sure. I think the biggest piece that we struggled with, and I kind of touched on a little bit, is consistency.
Okay.
Right. The way YouTube algorithm works and YouTube works, and even you guys watching it, if Survivor didn't come on Wednesday at the same time every single week, you'd be wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's the same principle. Any TV show that you watch.
Kind of like, hey, where's H? And everybody started asking questions if he wasn't all of a sudden in all your videos, and you're like, we're going to have to explain this soon. Kind of like that. Kind of like he's on every video until he's not. And then you're like, maybe they just won't notice.
Show that you watch, it's you always know when you're getting ready for it. So if you can kind of create that following that's expecting that content, expecting like you do 10 p.m. right? But people know that that's when they're going to be able to watch your episode. That's a big piece, and just being consistent. Don't worry about your equipment. I think that's something.
That's what she said. Just kidding.
Every time I talk to somebody that says, hey, I want to start, they're like, oh yeah, I need to go buy this nice camera. I'm like, well, no, you have an iPhone 10. The camera on that's as good as anything, right?
Yeah,
They're
No, it's okay. It's not like this beautiful here Sony A7R3. It's not like that. Just saying. That's dumb advice. Don't listen to that.
You can make content with anything, whether you're trying to go on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. There's tons of platforms, and if you want to get it monetized, all of those have that option. I think just have fun with it. Is the biggest key.
So just get started.
Just go. Yeah,
It
just
doesn't
run
have
with
to
it.
be
go.
perfect.
Just go, man.
You
Go back to my first vlog. It'll be.
Oh,
it's
man.
not far from perfect.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
rural stuff too. You're just like.
Yep. And
You
can't
take it down, you leave it up.
Yeah.
You leave it up,
Exactly.
right? You leave it up because that's the evolution that you see with everything.
Right.
So, all right, fantastic. Well, hey, I really appreciate
Thank God.
it again for sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely drop down, check out their links for all of their channels. subscribe to their vlog channel. These guys are putting out great content for a lot of years. There's a lot of great things happening. So we're going to see you guys on the next Let's Connect. This is with the Stauffer Life. We're going to see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Holy, it's loud. Check your levels, bruh. Holy. Okay, let's digest it a little bit. Let's take it down. So again, the reason why James isn't getting all the flack that Micah is because James is kind of the back end of everything. Is more than, even in his own channel, he's not really in the forefront of everything. He does the voiceover, and then you see him vacuuming and stuff like that. He's not the guy in front of the camera generally, right? And so that's why he's not getting a lot of flack. But look what happened here. He was honest about everything that went down. Soon as with this Chinese adoption thing, as soon as they started mentioning it, I wonder if they just like wanted to put a video where they talked. I'd love to go back to the first video where they first talked about it and just assess and just look at what happened from the first video. And if they probably said, oh, something is here. We've got to continue this. I wonder if and I don't know, but maybe it's a conversation she had and all of a sudden everybody was like, yeah, this will be amazing. And then something happened. Then they started doing daily vlogs as this thing started going, ramping up. And then they went from 70,000 to almost 500,000 before everything started changing and shifting for them. Then the pregnancy happened and then everything changed. That is very telling. The pregnancy happening was very, very telling for me. That they probably were starting to be like, he doesn't want to be on camera anymore. Again, I'm going to go back to this whole philosophy of this kid saw who they were when the camera was out. And then when the camera was off, the world was different. And a kid who's struggling with life already and language barriers and everything, how hard would that be for him? Okay, how hard would it be for somebody whose mom says things like, treating cancer patients is not my jam, or I'm not going to help these other people, or I'm not going to advertise with those people because that's not my vibes because they didn't support me before. She's very vindictive. And I mean, we all have that in ourselves a little bit, right? It doesn't seem like James is that way. But he was the mastermind behind a lot of this content. He's probably editing it all. He's probably saying, do this and do your voice this way and do this. But he comes out and says, oh no, but we're genuine. We're genuine. We're trying to be real and raw and everything else. And just, this is the problem with family vloggers. And I'm really, really looking for some that aren't fake. And as soon as I see a family vlogger now, I look at them through the lens of the Stauffers because I'm like, how fake is this trash? Right? Everybody's starting to see that now. This is a shift in YouTube culture for family vlogging. What you were seeing now is this major shift all over the world for a lot of things, but in our little niche, in our little T world here we're talking about, this is a shift. James is as much to blame as Mike, and I will say that from the rooftops. But this guy just doesn't have the personality to take the fall for all. I think what's happening is Mike is taking the fall because they can still make good revenue off the Stauffer. So they probably had to off the Stauffer garage. So they probably had to step back and say, okay, can we live off that income? Because that's basically what they're doing right now. They're living off the income and the residuals from their channels. It's not as much money as they've ever brought in. As soon as you drop a video that's 15 minutes long, they're probably putting $5,000 in their bank account. So the fact that she hasn't put any videos out on both of those channels is a major hit to the revenue. Major. Plus she lost all of her sponsors. Keep working at this. Stauffer Garage, I feel something's going on. He's not posting as much. So something is happening. They're shifting. Something is going on. Maybe they're investing in another channel or another talent or whatever it is. I don't know. So, man, this is crazy. So this video is very, 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 very telling. And I'm pissed again at the whole situation because now we have absolute definitive proof from both interviews outside of the channel where they were being real overall and saying this is what happened when this happened. When we adopted H from China, everything exploded. When we started talking about it, everything exploded. So of course we're going to manipulate and we're going to capitalize on the algorithm because we're making tons of money. You imagine the money that started rolling in? If all that money's rolling in and the pressure's on to make these videos, that is very, very, very hard. That's also very hard on a kid when that kid needs to perform for you on camera and he doesn't want to. Let's think about that. Again, he's the most vanilla dude on earth. Like I would not vibes with that guy. James Stauffer is not my jam. But I don't like he is as to blame as this. I'm not going to say he's not. I used to say no, the guys aren't as bad. In this case, he's as bad or worse more than we're seeing because she needs to be taking the fall for this because he needs to continue making money the other way. The Stauffer channel doesn't have a lot of people that understand what's going on in the Stauffer world, right? They might not even connect it because he doesn't say anything. So we need to get that message out more and more and more. That means going on TikTok. He's blocking everybody on TikTok, by the way, so just be careful. But it's not done. We are not done. Our mission is not completed, but we're getting there. Things are happening and I'm loving it. You guys are doing really great work. Head over to the Facebook group. I'm not even like an admin or anything, but that thing is popping. It's growing fast. Over 4,000 now. Canceled Micah and James Stauffer Facebook group is a great group of people that are really passionate about seeing justice for H. So head over there and tell them I sent you. And don't forget to buy a shirt from below, Chachi shirt, because we don't like Chachi people. We want to make sure we tell what's Chachi on your shirt, and then you can tell them about the whole story. Get people involved, get people talking about this. This is very important, right? Oh, and don't forget about my Patreon, okay? I know it's just started. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. There's only 2 people on there right now, so I'll have lives with anybody. So come on. I'm also going to go live on YouTube this Saturday night. We're going to do fireside chats. I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. I got to get that right. I got to keep figuring out how to do that properly because no one really, 160 people on there. But I want to chat with you guys. I want to love you guys and do therapy with you together, right? You are my therapy, and I love chatting with you. So like and subscribe, or don't, but you should. And let's connect another day, probably tomorrow, when another video is probably going to emerge. I'm going to go look back on the first time that they mentioned the H, or even the adoption, and I'm going to analyze it and figure out what's going on, because I really think we need to dig deeper there. So thank you for watching. I love you. You're amazing.